Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Well, we're going through Leviticus chapter 25 here. We talked about yesterday, do we not obey because we don't trust in God? And that was dealing with the Sabbath year, okay, taking that Sabbath year off. Today we're talking about the year of Jubilee, okay? What would happen, what God prescribed is you every 7 years, the seventh year, you'd work for 6 years. The seventh year, you were to not do work. You weren't to be plowing the fields and planting and stuff like that. God would provide enough food for you. You were to give that land a Sabbath. Okay, and if you thought, man, that's really trusting God, to take care of me that seventh year. Well, get this: on the year of Jubilee, which was you did this for you did this Sabbath year 7 times. So you got up to 49 years. When you got to 49 years, you took that Sabbath year, and then God said, all right, now it's the year of Jubilee. So the 50th year was also off. So you took the year before off, year 49 off for the Sabbath year. Then you took the year of Jubilee off. So there was actually 2 years where you weren't working. Okay, and God has different things that he has in mind for this year of Jubilee. It's really about being set free. Okay, your land was set free, you were set free, all that. So a Jubilee, when we talk about the word Jubilee, we're celebrating, yeah, Jubilee, because we've really been set free. And so that's the whole point of it. But again, it goes back to what we talked about yesterday. To obey this year of Jubilee, you really had to trust in God. Because now you were, it was going to be, 2 years off. And so you had to have, food stored up and everything, and trust God to take care of you during that time. So let's read here today. This is taken from Leviticus chapter 25, verses 8 through 24. Okay? It says this: count off 7 Sabbath years. Okay, so we count off 7 Sabbath years. That gets us to 49. 7 times 7 years, so that the 7 Sabbath years amount to a period of 49 years. Okay? Then have the trumpet sounded everywhere on the 10th day of the 7th month. On the Day of Atonement, sound the trumpet throughout the land. Consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land to all the inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you is to return to your family property and to your own clan. The 50th year shall be a jubilee for you. Do not sow and do not reap what grows itself, or harvest untended vines. For it is a jubilee, and it is to be holy for you. Eat only what is taken directly from your fields. Okay? So I was born in Iowa. Imagine I came from Iowa and went to Florida because I needed to work and I had to sell my land and stuff. Well, that 50th year, that land that I had in Iowa became mine again. Okay, so I'd go back to Iowa, and the property was mine again. Okay, and I'd been, let's say, I had sold myself into slavery during that time. Well, I was set free during that time too. So I'm set free, and the land is set free. Okay, I get the land back. So what a way to celebrate. All right. So verse 12, for it is a jubilee, and it is to be holy for you. Eat only what is taken directly from your field. So I go up to Iowa and I eat what's on my fields. In this year of Jubilee, everyone is to return to their own property. If you sell land to any of your own people or buy land from them, do not take advantage of each other. You are to buy from your own people on the basis of the number of years since the Jubilee, and they are to sell to you on the basis of the number of years left for harvesting crops. When the years are many, you are to increase the price, and when the years are few, you are to decrease the price, because what is really being sold to you is the number of crops. Do not take advantage of each other, but fear your God. I am the Lord your God. Follow my decrees and be careful to obey my laws, and you will live safely in the land. Then the land will yield its fruit, and you will eat your fill and live there in safety. You may ask, what will we eat in the year if we do not plant or harvest our crops. I will send you such a blessing in the 6th year that the land will yield enough for 3 years. While you plant during the 8th year, you will eat from the old crop and will continue to eat from it until the harvest of the 9th year comes. So God's saying, man, I'm taking care of you. I'm going to give you so much you don't have to worry about it. The land must not be sold permanently because the land is mine, and you are to reside in my land as a foreigner and a stranger. Throughout the land that you hold as a possession, you must provide for the redemption of the land. Okay, so to understand this fully, God is saying, really, this land is mine. You guys are caretakers of it, and you people are mine because I redeemed you from Egypt. All right. And then also, since you're caretakers of it, you could say you own this land. And what is really happening, if you sell it, you're really kind of leasing it to the person, okay? So it's never, God said you can never really sell it, all right? So I might have, 50 acres out back here, and I can never outright sell it, okay? It might look like on paper I can sell it, but in 50 years or less, I'm getting that land back. So I'm really selling it on a lease value of how much years they have left on it. So an example would be, if I have these 50 acres and I sell it, and there's 48 years left till the year of Jubilee, it's going to go for like full price because there's 48 harvests that can be done in it. Now, minus the Sabbath years and so forth, okay? But let's say, man, I need some money, and it's only like a year till the year till the year of Jubilee. Well, I can only sell it for basically rent it to a guy for a year is what's going to happen, and so I can't make much off of it because in the year of Jubilee it comes back to me, and that's the way it was set up. God said you can't do it any other way. This is the way it has to be, and so that's what happened. Now God did get angry because later on, the people of Israel were taking each other into slavery and stuff like that, and they weren't setting the people free, and doing the same thing with the land and so forth, and so they weren't obeying or trusting in God, what God had said. So the point here, though, is this too, that the year of Jubilee was a celebration, and it was a celebration because I've been set free. I was set free back in Egypt, but now I might be in bondage to my finances, and I had to give up my land. I had to go sell myself as a slave. But in that year of Jubilee, I am now free. I'm no longer a slave, and I'm no longer, I have my land back. Okay. So that sets me free also. All right. So it's a year of celebration because I've been set free. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Leviticus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then. Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking